Welcome to the Football Historian Podcast.
By all means, enjoy it.
He will go right to the very top.
Dos, tres, cuatro times.
Here we go, Germans.
I will turn these results round.
All right, that's good manners.
There's animosity, but there's no fight.
You can't beat them, join them.
You make me feel sick if I look at you.
No, I want to fight here. But don't drink, don't sleep with women, don't drive fast cars.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit too!
Hello, welcome to the Football Historian Podcast. I'm delighted to be joined by Will Smith.
The real one. That's what I'm telling them.
It's a new question I'm opening with, and
Okay.
It sounds a bit mean, I'm sorry, but who are you and why are you here?
Oh, that's quite... I like that question, you know. Who am I? I am a aspiring stand-up comedian, so I'm trying to make it happen. But still early doors. And yeah, that's pretty much who I am in a nutshell, really, at this point. It's took over my life. And then why I'm here is because I love just chatting about football, mate. It's my bread and butter. Like I said before we started, if it's not football or comedy, my brain is unable to retain anything. So yeah, that's why I'm here.
That's what we need. And then any of the, I'll use the line you used before, the 5 people who watched the chase that we had on, you obviously were there.
Yeah.
I want to say no spoilers because
Okay.
there's definitely a lot less patrons than there are people who watch.
Right, yeah.
No spoilers,
No,
but you were
they don't
there.
get that for free, do they?
Yeah,
Come
exactly.
on.
But you were there.
Oh, it was a
It's
blast.
the second time in the garage.
Mate, I know. I was thinking on the way here, I was like, this is going to be like my, Liverpool, like, we used to call Wembley, like Anfield South. This will be like, you know what I'm saying? Because I just come here and get the wins, mate. I don't do too bad. Yeah, man, it was a good day that, though, because it was like weirdly thrown into like this thing of a bunch of lads who are mates already. And I was like, great, I'm going to turn up and try and be funny, but also I've got to focus on the ball knowledge. And your
With
mate,
Pete Bach as well.
yeah, your mates were funny though. They're trying to stitch me off and that, and it was a good day, man. They should go watch it, in my opinion.
Yeah, good. I agree. Thanks. Well, we'll go into yourself then. Obviously, your name, you're called Will Smith. There's quite a few comedians on the circuit, I believe, who've changed their name.
Yeah.
And I believe Freddie Quinn,
Yeah.
Brennan Reese.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I've done my research.
Wow.
They've changed their name because other people have the same name as them or whatever.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered it, or are you going to be the main Will Smith?
Well, I've already accepted the fact that I'm never going to be the most famous. Like, and I imagine if I came in and I was like, nah, man, I'm going to be the one. But no, I've accepted that I'm not going to be that guy. But also, I kind of like it right now because right now everything's still fresh. I can still make jokes about it. He's kind of relevant. He's always doing weird stuff anyway. So I can keep using it to my advantage right now. But I reckon when I get to like 40, how old are you?
Not 40.
Okay, good. No, good. So,
29.
I was gonna say I was just gonna say when I get to like 40 and I start to get like grey hair and stuff. No offense.
That's fair.
When I start to get a bit of grey hair and that, I'll probably change it to Bill because I think that sits quite well. And like, there's a lot of famous comedians called Bill, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But then am I just faking it? Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, man.
So do you want me to refer to you as Bill for the rest of this, or
See how it feels.
We're not ready for that yet?
We'll keep it as Will. I debated as well going by my birth name, which was Goulborn, but I think that's a bit Jewish. and it's just not me. Do you know what I mean? And I was just like, yeah, man, I just keep it to Will Smith because to be honest with you, mate, it kind of played into the thing of when I first started, like everyone says in comedy, you've got to try and find your voice, and it takes years to find your voice, and I still haven't found it now. But when I first started, I was like, I found my voice. I'm Will Smith. I'm a bit of like I dress like a bit of a chav, wear jewelry, whatever, yeah. And I was like, my shtick is that I'm going to pretend to be a black guy who's called Will Smith, and that was like, and yeah, it doesn't go well for you basically. So I was like, I need to drop that quickly, and just kind of try and be yourself more in it. But yeah, the thing is, I'm the third most famous Will Smith. There's another guy who's a comedian called Will Smith.
Oh yeah.
And he's a like BBC journalist now. He doesn't really do comedy anymore, but yeah, he came before me as well, unfortunately.
Well, you can beat him if you're not going to set your targets to beat the Fresh Prince. You can.
I'll slap him if I see him. Because honestly, like it's whatever now. But when I first started, I got given a Sunday gig at Hot Water, which is when you first start, it's a big deal, right? And I went to do it, and on the website they put who's on the lineup, and they put Will Smith, and then the picture was of this other guy. So I've emailed them, kind of like, please, could you change this picture to me? And then they've been like, oh, sorry, our database, whenever we put the name Will Smith in, it just brings his profile in. And I was just like, well, this isn't fair. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so I appeared that night as him. Hopefully there was none of his fans there expecting him. Do you know what I mean?
No, of course. Well, you're from down south. you live here now.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, you sound southern to me.
Yeah, no, I am. I'm a weird hybrid. Basically, I grew up on the Wirral.
Oh,
So
sorry,
yeah, so
apologies.
exactly. So I'm more local. So I grew up on the Wirral, unfortunately. Do you know what I mean? And then when I was like 12, 13, I went to live with my dad down south in Nottingham. Say down south, it's not that south, but to here it is. You know what I mean? And yeah, so I lived there for like 10 years, and then was like, right, I want to do stand up. And Liverpool was just like, at the time, Adam Rowe was just coming up, and it was like, oh, this is the best place to come and do it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, man.
That's what I was going to ask. Since obviously you've made the decision to move here, was it just for comedy or
Mainly comedy based, and then the fact that I had family on the Wirral as well, and because I was at a point in my life where I was just like, I want to do this. I'm gonna literally devote my life to it, but I've got like, where do I go? Because I was debating just going to London because I got quite a few mates in London. I was like, let me just go to London and make it work. But I'm so glad I didn't do that because it's expensive. I don't know anyone there other than mates. And then I was just like, oh, Liverpool, right next to family, it's cheap. Scousers are the best as well, do you know what I mean? So I was just like, no brainer really. Yeah. And then my initial, another reason was like, oh, I'm going to go to the game every week. It's difficult to go to the game every week, isn't it? Like,
yeah, tickets are hard to come by.
Oh, mate, tell me about it. If you know anyone, let me know.
Yeah, I did actually have 2 this weekend. They should have asked me.
I see a few going for West Ham, but it's like, who wants to go to West Ham?
So obviously, you've made the decision to do comedy. Obviously, what do your family think is what I'm trying to ask. If you say to them, and I always think in a family party, if you're not like, say like an Adam Rowe there, it's a bit of a scary one to go, what are you doing now? I do comedy. Is that something you've breached to people, raised their eyebrows at you, or what is it?
I've got a bit of a weird story about this. I'll get into it in a sec. But initially, my family's reaction was like, they were just like, good for you. You know what I mean? It's nice that you're doing something. But also, they were more like, didn't really get it, didn't want to come and see it. Because they were just like, we don't find you funny, basically. Because I'm like because I'm the youngest. I had 2 older sisters, so I'm the youngest as well. So like, no one, I was just a little baby. I was like never meant to be funny or anything like that. And I'll be honest, mate. Out of my friends, there's so many of them that I think are way funnier than me. But it's not about that. It's more about like how you work out and stuff. But so there was that. Like, say the family were just like, they were supportive, but not like, you know, up my arse supportive. They were just like, do your thing, have fun. And then it's a weird story, this man, take on a little bit of a depressing dive, right? But basically, no, my sister passed away not too long ago, right? Depressing. But at the funeral, all my family were there, and they decided it was a good idea for them to see my comedy set at a wake.
Wow. Okay.
I didn't plan on telling this story today, but yeah. So I literally, so basically the way it works at the minute, like when I started, I had like 5 minutes, and then I developed it into 10 minutes, and then like 15. But I have like a 10-minute set that's like my go-to, you know, if I'm around. So I was like, right, they're asking for it, I'm just gonna do it. So I was like, I just did my set, and honestly, mate, best gig I've ever had. They all laughed so much, and it's probably because I was, you know, it was family. Well, bro, my auntie, Scouse auntie, like, well, we're all but Scouse, same thing kind of, and she was going around with this bucket, making people in the pub who weren't at the wake put money in this bucket. Bro, it's my most paid gig ever. I got like 90 quid. It was great. But yeah, so now they all love it. Basically, is the full circle of that story. Do you know what I mean?
So any tips for an aspiring comedian is to play at your sister's funeral, yeah?
Learn to say no. That's what I'd say. Learn to say no, honestly.
Oh, great. So I don't know where to go from there. I don't know how to link this into. So you got your own podcast as well, I was going to say.
Mate, yeah.
So what's that? How can people watch that?
Oh, God. It's on YouTube and Spotify, but to be honest, I'm the one who has to upload the Spotify's, and I am always never doing it. So I think we're on like episode 51 on YouTube, and I think we're on like episode 43 on Spotify. So yeah, but no, it's just a fun little pod, man. Like, just friends chilling, just literally talking about random stuff. Every week we have a guest, though, like similar to yourself. I guess you don't really do this on your own, do you know? No. So we have a guest every week, and I'm sure you understand that's difficult. But we're always trying to get different people, because we've had almost every comedian the Northwest has to offer on the podcast now, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's just like a fun thing. We just have a dog, we just chat, play a few games, stuff like that. And don't know, I started doing that before I started stand up, to be fair, because I remember my friend, I was saying I do it with my best mate who's not a comedian or anything, he's just a normal fella, and he was like, I remember I just seen him one day, and he knew I wanted to do stand up, but I was just being scared about it. I was petrified, man. I was like, I'm not funny, I can't do this, but I want to. And he was like, should we just start doing a podcast? He's like, at least then it'll be fun, and even if 5 people watch it, it'll still be good. And I was like, yeah, man, why not? So we did like the first one. Yeah. Oh my God, bro. So the first time we tried it, we did it on a phone first, but then we couldn't get the video off the phone. So then we tried it again with a different phone, same issue, just couldn't get it off the phone. The file was too big. We just have an absolute panic about this. And then, so we were like, right, we've got to do it now. We've recorded 2 episodes and we can't access them. So we were like, right, we just used the laptop webcam and pointed it towards us. And we had like a big mushroom tapestry behind us. I don't know if you've ever seen 4 Lions, but it looked like a video of that. And we were just there like, so this is the podcast and we've just recorded 2 episodes. Already burnt out, do you know what I mean? And that was where it started, man. And then about 3 weeks after that, I was like, right, I'm just going to give stand-up a go. And then both of them have just kind of gone like that, you know? Yeah. But yeah, man, look, it's weird though. We had like a initial kick. We were getting way more views. First video got like 1,200 and we were just like, oh my God. And then obviously it took a bit of a dip and now we get like an average viewing, do you know what I mean? But it's fun, man. I just do it for fun. It's not really anything I'm trying to like go mad with. It's just a laugh with my mate. What's it called? The Big Headed Podcast. Yeah, I should probably include that.
I'll know. That'll make it 6.
Cheers, brother. Thank you.
No, and so I was going to ask you, podcasting and comedy, how important do you reckon they are together nowadays? Obviously, you've done the podcasting first, but it seems like a lot of comedians do a lot of podcasts as well.
I think it's massive because like that's how I got into stand-up essentially, and I'm sure we'll go into that a bit more in a bit, but it was just from mainly watching podcasts and stuff and realising that most people who do comedy are just normal people. But you don't realise that when you see them on the stage. Like if you watched, I don't know, some comics that you like growing up, but like when I was growing up, Lee Evans was always everywhere. And I used to watch him and be like, he is like this phenomenon of a man. There's no way he's a normal fella. Do you know what I mean? He must be like plugged in or something. But you realise that they are all just normal people. And podcast is great for that because there's no, I'm sure you've seen comedy podcasts before. This is like, I feel like this is like a nice like setup, you know what I mean? Like it's like kind of cool, but like with a podcast it's just raw. Like people are just going in and they're like, oh mate, you know what I mean? Like the amount of stuff we've had to cut out, bleep out, deleted episodes, you know, complaints from people, like not just us, I'm talking comedy podcasts in general. It's good, man. It's a way to express your funny bone is the best way I'd describe it. You just get to do that regularly and who cares, because once on the internet it's done, you know what I mean?
Press send and then
exactly, bro. If it comes back on me one day, I'll deal with it then, is the way I look at it. Yeah.
Well, I know, obviously you went on to do comedy quite soon after, so how did you become a comedian? Was it the easy next question?
Yeah, man.
How hard was that to send your first email or your first whatever you did there?
It's simpler than that, to be honest, mate. And this is the thing you said about advice to an up-and-coming comedian. One thing I'd say to anyone, if you're thinking about it now, do it now. Because I made so many excuses and prolonged it for 2 years. And then when I'd done it the first time, I was like, why was I so worried? It's hard, but it's not as daunting as you think it is. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, like I was, I never thought I'd do it. I was like terrified to do it. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I'm not that guy. I can't perform. I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, because, you know, like, you know, if you get on a bus and say like an old lady drops her purse or something and she asks you for help, I'll like freeze up. Like even socially, I'm not that good. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, how can I ever be that guy? And then I started going to these improv classes. They were like once a week in Nottingham, and it was upstairs above this like old pub, and it would just be a bunch of like 60-year-old ladies in there, all in like nice frilly dresses, just like, oh hello, you're right, da, da, da. And they would be like playing games, like sketch games. And I'd walk in there with like a trackie on and be like, what's happening? And then I just had to get involved, and they didn't know who I was. They didn't care who I was. So it was like doing that and then building that confidence. And then from there, say I moved to Liverpool, and I just turned up to an open mic and then watched it for like 2 or 3 weeks just to get a feel for it. And then I was like, right, I'm going to do it now. Because when you're in an audience of an open mic, you're probably the only audience member. Do you know what I mean? So they get to know you. So they were like, why are you here? And I'm like, I want to do this, but not yet. Do you know what I'm saying? So then by the time you've been going a bit, you get to, you then get to like know them and you feel comfortable enough to go on and do it. And then first time I done it, it was terrible, mate. Like I awful, forgot my jokes, had to pull my phone out. It was like, you know, the crowd had to encourage me and stuff. It was awful. But like, I remember I got through it, and afterwards I was just like, never been more proud of myself. Basically, it's like a nice ending to that story. That I've rambled there, lad. But yeah, it's simpler than you think. A lot of people get it misconstrued as well, and I did initially. I did a comedy course, but I'm going to expose them here if you don't mind, mate. I'm going to expose them a little bit, because I signed up to this comedy course and they make out it's for a good cause and all this, and you're like, great, it's for charity. sign up, 8 weeks of free training from professional comedians, and then you do a big show at the end, and it's lovely. Turned up, the 2 comedians were not professional comedians. They were just like normal comedians, I guess. And they say to you, right, it's 8 weeks of training, but by the 3rd week, you have to sell 10 tickets each. And the tickets are £25 for a charity show of amateur comedians. So I was like, well, this is a load of rubbish. So I literally did the first 2 weeks, just took what they could give me from that and then dipped. I was like, I'm not doing that, man. And then just did the proper.
So
it's just a scam, bro. You know what I mean? Just do it the right way is what I'd say. Just have a go and be bad and get comfortable with being bad, and then you can get good. Is the best way to describe it.
Yeah, just do it. I think.
Yeah, 100%. It's like anything, man.
Had on, yeah. So what? How would you describe your style for anyone?
On the edge, I guess. You spoke about Freddie Quinn before, mate. I did a gig a few months ago for him in Preston, and couldn't have gone better for me. Like, I turned up with my mate, and my mate went on in the middle before me. So he went on, and he's gay, and it had been gay pride, so he was like so rough on that day, and he turned up and he just didn't have a good gig. They just hated him. And then I went on after him, done really well, and I was like, oh, this is sick. Freddie seen that I'd done well, and then was like, and then I applied to do another gig of his in Burscough. Do you know where Burscough is? Yeah. So I applied to do another gig of his there, and this was like a bigger gig with like pro comedians on, and he said, yeah, go ahead. And I was like, oh God, like I've got this chance now, I can't mess it up. Turned up there, it's like this big old theatre. It's called like the Stanley Club or something. Right, but it's like an old like working men's theatre, like, do you know what I mean? Like big curtain, big massive stage, 150 seats. And I've turned up, the first comedian's gone on, done amazing. Little break, second comedian's come on, done really well. I've come on, just gone on with like a brand new joke that I've been doing about Stephen Hawking. They hated me instantly, mate. And I was just like, but this is the thing, I'm still quite new, so I should have gauged that wasn't the right thing to do, but I was just confident in my new joke, and I was like, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
Bad idea. Yeah, bad idea. Probably won't see Freddie for a while, but it is what it is, man. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's you're going another one. Yeah. So what is your career goal?
Career goal. You know what? I didn't even answer the last question. My style is
edgy.
Edgy. My bad, bro. Edgy. I'd say edgy, and I like to like look at things that you're not allowed to say, kind of thing, and try and find a clever way to paint them where I can say it, and people will be like, ah. Do you know what I mean? But a lot of it's very personal as well. I don't really do observational. It's all just about like either trauma or my view on things, really. I guess is the best way I could say. But what was the next question?
Sorry, it was what's your career goal in
career
comedy?
Goal, not to get cancelled. Not to get cancelled. Make it to 10 years in without any trouble is the goal. Nah, but I don't know. Everyone has their own Live at the Apollo, stuff like that. Like, I'm sure everyone has, and it'd be nice, do you know what I mean? I would never turn it down, but my genuine goal is to get to a point where I've just got my own audience, where I've got like enough people who really like my stuff that I can go around the country and just they'll come to my shows. That's like, if I can do that and not have to work a job, that's the dream, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Perfect. And then last question on this section: can we see your tattoo?
I should charge for this, you know. Honestly, at this point, mate, yeah, I'll pull it out. I'll have to move this quickly.
Yeah, of course.
Get my tits out, but yeah, it's embarrassing, mate. And I wish I could get it removed.
Before you show it, show it and then we'll do why.
All right. Yeah, I'll tell you why. Do you want me to describe what it is first, or should I just show it?
Well, it's up to you. I think the most dramatic way is.
Let me just show it, and for a good second or so, see what people think. Can you see it properly on there?
That's all right. Warren, can we see it, Warren?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, we can see it. So, for anyone listening, how would you describe that, please, Will?
Because basically, there's many ways you can describe it. Do you know what I'm saying? People have asked me if it's like a tattoo of like a Down syndrome lady. People have asked me all kinds of things, and basically all it is when I was like 18, between 18 and 19, I was just working on a building site. So I was like, oh yeah, I need to get some tattoos, you know what I mean, to fit in with the lads. And that idiot. Just got a bunch of random tattoos that they're all like meaningful, don't get me wrong, but they're all crap. Like they're all cheap tattoos, like 60 quid each here and there. I went to get this one done because I had a big space on my arm there. And I was like, I don't know what I want. And I remembered that when I was like 15, it's a really dumb story again. My life is crazy, bro. But I was like 15, I used to be friends with a guy who was a drug dealer. He was a bit older. I say a drug dealer, he just sold weed and that. But he was a bit older than me. And I was chilling with him. And we were just like stoned. It was like 2 a.m. and we're just watching this like documentary, and it's like about the royals being shape-shifting lizards, right? David Icke stuff. But then there's like, and at the time I'm like, this is rubbish. And then there's a thing of I remember what sent my head. It was a thing of Putin talking, but obviously he's speaking in Russian, right? But the subtitles are English. But I have not thought about the possibility of someone just typing whatever they want there. So I thought whatever he's coming through is what he's saying. And he's saying stuff like, I'll never return to Buckingham Palace, the Queen's a lizard, all this stuff. So my head's gone. 15-year-old me, my head's gone. For like 2 weeks, I couldn't sleep, bro. I was telling my dad, I was like, bro, we need to... I was like, this is crazy. So when I was 18, I was like, what can I get? You know, what a fun idea. The Queen is a lizard. Tattoo artist asked me several times if I was sure. I was like, yeah, man, do this. Get it done. And yeah, here we are. And the worst thing that's happened from it, because don't get me wrong, it's fun. It's like a fun thing. People love like seeing it. Cause it's like, that's weird. The worst thing is girls have genuinely, I've been asked to wear long sleeve t-shirts to bed. And that's the worst thing about it. So that's why I've got to get it removed, man.
Well, I'm glad we got to see it before that happened. Because the day after you did the quiz, all the lads were like, have you seen his tattoo? I was like, no, I didn't. They were all sending the video of Kyle, who was in there, sent it. I was like, oh my God, I wish we'd have asked him. Then thankfully, you're back in the shows. But that ends our chat about comedy and tattoos.
That was great.
We'll have more of a chat about footy in a sec.
Hi, I'm Warren, the producer for the Football Historian podcast, and we're here today to talk to you about the Patreon subscription.
Yes, so for just £1 a month for the first 100 people, there's a lot of benefits that you get, and I think £1 is a terrific deal.
Pittance, yes,
£1 only, and you get early access, which means at least 24 hours before everyone else gets the episode, you get to watch it. There's also an extra section, we call it the Football Historian Podcast Extra Time, and we ask all the questions to the guests that no one else gets to see unless you're a patron. And on top of that, you're the ones who get to ask the questions. You send them in, we tell you which guest is going to be coming and sitting in this chair. You ask them, we record it, you get to watch it. No one else does. On top of that, we do a monthly special. We did one last night. It was a quiz. You were there.
Yeah, bedlam and great content.
Yeah, so hopefully you can watch that. As I said, we've got a round on Linvoy Primus or Lionel Messi. We've done mastermind stuff, all that. That's going to happen every month. The bigger this grows, we're going to do it even more regularly. Hopefully it'll be once a week. But we need your support. So to do that, £1 a month for the first 100 people. Your early support will be rewarded. From then on, it's £3 a month if you want to support us. If you want to pay £5 a month, you get all that we've just mentioned, but you get a poster. Warren will sign it, I'll sign it, all the lads. We'll get a few of the guests to do it as well. We'll send that out to you. And then for £10 a month, you get all that, the poster, all the early access, and you get a free copy of any of my books. So I've done one on Billy Liddell, Crossing the Park, Tommy Lawrence. They're all worth at least £20. For just £10, you get a copy of the book. All the stuff we've already mentioned. We'd really appreciate your support. We cannot do this without you.
This really is a passion project, and anything people can put into it goes straight back into it. We don't take a wage. We're doing this for free. We're doing this because we enjoy what we do.
That's it. It all makes the content better. And I say from just £1 a month, you can make our dreams come true. Thanks for the support. Enjoy the rest of the episode. Welcome back to the second section. Thank you for not running away. You are a Liverpool fan.
Aye.
But are you much of a player?
You know what? I don't know how confident to be with this one because I feel like everyone would say, yeah. I was average for a long time. And then when I lived on the Wirral, basically, because, I don't know, like, you know, it's like when you're growing up around here, everyone's sick of footy, man. There's nothing else to do. Like, everyone's great at footy. So I was bang average, was a goalkeeper as well because I wasn't that good outfield. And then when comes to like doing teams and stuff, I was third choice goalie in the A team, or I was like, you know, first choice in the B team. But I was like, whatever, my school career's whatever. And then I moved obviously to Nottingham, but it was like a village near Nottingham. So the school I went to was tiny. So I was like fat Ronaldo, mate, in that school. I was honestly all over it against these like farmer kids who had 2 left feet and that. I was great, mate. So then obviously from that, it's like when like a good player goes out on loan to a bad club, like in a rubbish league, they cook, don't they? You know what I mean? And that's what I was doing basically. So then when I was like 16, got into men's footy, obviously I'm tall in it, so I was always centre back. And in men's footy, 16-year-old centre back, like I struggled, I'm not gonna lie. And then after that, it's always just been 5-a-side, to be honest, mate. Yeah. Got a good touch, not a bad player. I can get about and stuff. But we did don't know if Kyle would have mentioned it. We did a comedians footy match, yeah, not long ago. So that was fun. But we went 2-0 up. I came on because our right back was blowing, put me on right back, literally 5 minutes on the pitch, I gave away a goal. So
it was at Marine, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was at Marine. Yeah, it was a good day that, man. Yeah, we raised money.
We had our 6-a-side team's 10-year game at Marine as well this summer.
Oh, nice.
And I scored an own goal and missed a pen.
Did you? Oh, that's worse than me. I scored my pen. We did a pen shoot. I scored mine, but yeah,
that was great.
Gave away a goal straight away. Just couldn't recover from that. Do you know what I mean? It was one of them. My head was gone.
Yeah. Well, if we're ever looking for a player on 6-a-side,
much of a player? You?
Yeah, I just sit in the back and kick everyone, basically. So
yeah,
nice. That's my job. I can read the game well. My legs don't work that well anymore. Yeah. Knees have gone.
Yeah.
So, obviously, you're a Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
I assumed you're from down south. I apologise for that.
That's all good,
Yeah,
man,
I've got a bit of a mad accent.
No, it's wild. Yeah.
So, but I was going to ask why you're a Liverpool fan. Was less weird when you're from the Wirral.
But yeah, it's genuinely, it is all down to my dad. But the thing is with him, my whole family is blue. But my dad, when he was a kid, was just like, sod you, I'm just going to be a Liverpool fan. And thank God he did that, you know what I'm saying? Because look at them now. But no, it was one of them, mate. And then, like, you know, first memories of any football thing, like, first thing I wore was a Liverpool kit. It was always going to be Liverpool. I didn't have a choice. And obviously grateful for that now. But, you know yourself, mate, we've been through some tough times. So, like, I hate... Well, I don't hate. I love it. Sorry, when people try and give me stick for being a Liverpool fan, I'm like, you weren't there. Do you know what I mean? You don't realise how bad it's been, and like just everything. Like the first time I went to Anfield, it was a Merseyside derby, and my cousin used to work for Liverpool. Used to write for Liverpool. I don't know if he still does anymore. And spoke to him in years, but he got his tickets, and so we went. It was like me, my dad, Liverpool fans, and then my uncle and my cousin, Everton fans, but obviously mixed on that. But I just remember like the atmosphere and like just like to the side of me just seeing like thousands of angry Scousmen wearing red, just like blue and white stripes, and just going, and I'm just like a little kid, like this is mental. And then 0-0 that game. Craig Bellamy scored one and it got disallowed, so it was like uneventful. But and then the only other thing I remember from that day was my dad, when he's doing You Never Walk Alone, he's got false teeth, they fell out as he was singing You Never Walk Alone. So that was good memory, man. So then from there it was Liverpool, bro. Yeah. Pretty much.
And then obviously you moved to Nottingham.
Yeah.
Was it hard being a Liverpool fan in Nottingham?
They hate us there, mate. They hate us there. And I didn't realise because all that stuff was a bit before my time. Like, obviously at Hillsborough, I knew about it, but I didn't know and then it was against them. And then they also tried to make out that if it weren't for that game happening and us doing all that, you know what they say, then they would have gone on and won everything. They Wrecking Forest and all this. So they were, honestly, they hated the fact that I was a Liverpool fan. Obviously working on building sites and stuff.
Yeah.
It was rough, mate. But I did go and I went to quite a few Notts County games because I was just like, you know, the local club, like 12 quid to get in, whatever. I went to a couple Forest games, but that was before Steve Cooper's era and they were boring to watch, mate. Every time I went to see Forest, it was 1-1. Boring game. But yeah, County's good as well. But so I didn't mind them, but they hated me.
Yeah. Yeah, fair. I was going to say there can't be many. There would have been some worse places, but probably just Manchester, and the rest you probably would have got.
Yeah, Manchester or Nottingham, I think, as a Liverpool fan. Yeah.
So you're obviously being a Liverpool fan. Which team do you hate the most? So you moved around the country a bit. Do you have a dislike for Forest because you've had that grief, or
no? I don't
dislike
still
Everton
Forest.
Or United.
I don't even hate Everton, to be honest. I just like their demise. I don't hate them, though. You know what I mean? I pity them. United, it's hatred. But to be honest with you, mate, nowadays, I think as a modern Liverpool fan, you have to hate City just for what they're doing. I even like Arsenal. And I know they're, you know, if we were fighting for the title, they'd be our nearest challenger other than City. But I wouldn't mind that because it'd be fair game. With City, I just hate them, man. I just can't stand everything about them. So yeah, that's what I think any modern Liverpool would say that. Liverpool fan would say that now, though. Like United, obviously we love beating them, but we always beat them. It's never that difficult, I find. I'll never worry about United games too much now.
Yeah.
But City games, mate, oh my God. When do we play them this year?
Yeah,
don't tell me, actually. I'll sleep better.
And then, you know, because you've moved around the country a bit, you've got friends in comedy who are from around the country as well, I'm guessing. Who's the first person to text you when Liverpool lose? You have one person who just gives grief out to you all the time.
You know what it is? It's my Irish friend, Caelan, but he's not even into football. He's just into Gaelic. But like anything football related and my team losing, he just... So yeah, give him a shout, mate, because he makes my life hell. It was worse in the Euros because obviously Irish-England, but he even does it for Liverpool, do you know what I mean? But mate... During the Euros,
that's probably worse if he doesn't like football. You can't really get him back either.
Exactly, mate.
He's following the Gaelic scores, trying to get him.
Derry lost at the weekend, mate. 2 people watched it. I mean,
is there someone that you text then? Is there a person you like to pick on if their team's not doing well?
My sister's a Man United fan. She just, again, like my dad chose to be Liverpool against the family's wishes. She did that with United. decided because of David Beckham and Posh and all that back in the day. So yeah, I'll let her know sometimes when they're bad. But she also doesn't care that much, but it's personal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's fair enough. I'm glad you do that. What are your thoughts on FSG? That's a question for you.
It's difficult because I don't know, man. I don't know what side of the fence I'm on, because I don't dislike them, but also you'd be like, oh, we're so close to the cusp of like greatness. Just do something, do you know what I mean? But then also, like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like half of it's not their fault either. Like, that Zubamendi thing, what else could they have done? Yep. You know what I mean? And then there's like the Caicedo. They reckon that was a PR stunt. Who knows what's going on there? But like, I just think where we was before they came in, mate, and where we are now, you could never have a bad word to say about them, because it's chalk and cheese. Like, we were in the mud, mate. We were nearly Everton. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's be honest. And now we're not. Now we're chilling. So yeah, I love FSG, but I wouldn't. I think it's one of them. Eventually, it's gonna next 5 years. I think there'll be time for change though, potentially. But then I'm scared for what that is. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Change isn't always good.
Yeah, man.
Next one. Will Steven Gerrard ever manage Liverpool?
In my wildest dreams, mate. I thought it was destined to be after he got that Villa job, and then he just went kaput, didn't it? Like, I don't know what he got wrong. I think he should have stayed at Rangers for a bit. Well, it's the dream, isn't it? Like, I don't know. Do you play FIFA much?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you've ever done it like on the other FIFA. You can still do it now, where you can start as a player, and then you can retire and become a manager. I do that with Gerrard every single time. Do you know what I mean? I just want him to be Liverpool manager. But yeah, unfortunately not, man. I can't see it, but you never know. I can see, but the fact that Alonso's, like, I could see him being assistant with Alonso or something. That'd be nice. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, not the main man.
See if he smashes it in Saudi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Nemanja Vidic overrated?
Against everyone else, no. But if Torres is in town, mate, you know what I mean? He's the worst defender you've ever seen. Like, it's crazy. Because it's one of them, though, isn't it? It's because that's like saying, what, is Joe Matip overrated because he done so well? Yeah, he's next to Virgil, though. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Vidic done great, but he had Rio Ferdinand next to him. Like, I don't know. I always seen him as horrible to play against, so you can't say he was crap, in my opinion. And he was there. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's regardless. I think he was good, but Torres terrored him, and that was what made that sweeter, because it was him. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think because it was like, oh my god, he's made him look like a child. Yeah. No one does that. Like, I don't think I can recall anyone else doing that to Vidic, really. Can you?
No, I don't think so. As you say, if you build him up as a Liverpool fan, it makes that feat even more impressive.
Yeah, exactly. Mate,
yeah. You're right to say he's the best defender ever, and look what Torres did to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, then the last question on this section is for you. I'm going to ask you to build the perfect Liverpool player. Okay.
Okay.
So the left foot of.
Oh my god. So can I do this based? It's Liverpool players then. Yeah.
Just Liverpool. Yeah.
Okay. Left
the best Liverpool player ever.
Okay.
If you could build him, the best left foot.
Left foot of. Has to be John Onorisa. Has to be. I think that's a common answer, though, right?
You're the first person I've asked, to be honest. But
yeah.
I had in my head it'd be him or Salah. That's the choice. But
yeah,
I think if you're looking at it, just a left foot.
Reese's left foot breaks legs, mate. Salah's breaks records. It's a difference. You know what I mean? It's a difference, man. But Salah's the finesse, but Reece is just as a left. Because I think left-footed players are anomalies, kind of. There's obviously more of them now, but. I remember as a kid, if anyone who was left, I'm right, obviously. If anyone who was left-footed, I just thought they were just a bit special, and his was just, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, John Onorisa all day.
Okay, best right foot.
I mean, I know what I want to say, right? But I'm trying to think. Is there?
Well, I'll say you can only say one player once. There, so you can't. If you pick someone for one,
does the brain come into it as well?
It might.
The football. Okay, yeah. So let me think.
It does come up.
All right. Well, just for that, then I'll go Alonso for the right foot.
Okay, nice. Speed
Salah all day. I'll go Salah. I was thinking Salah or Mane, but Salah's just consistently done it. Like, I don't even know if Mane's fast anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Strength.
Okay, so I'm trying to think now. What else is to come?
I can tell you what's to come if you want to. No,
it's all good. It's all good. We'll keep it fresh. Strength. We'll go for the. See, I've already took Salah. I was gonna say strength for Salah, mate. He's crazy, but I'll go for the strength of Virgil van Dijk.
Nice,
yeah, he's strong, man. You're not beating him, are you?
Skills,
Bobby Firmino all day. Like, I've never cried when a footballer's left Liverpool, but I did when Bobby left. Like, just because of how he just gave you so many like memories, man, and he was just different, one. Do you know what I mean? He was just something different. Yeah, moment silent for Bobby for me, though, please, if we can.
And then finally, football IQ.
Yeah, go Gerrard. Yeah. I think I've done well there.
Yeah, you've done well. You kept him in. That's a good player.
Yeah.
Right, that ends this section.
Cool, man.
We'll have a quick break, and then we'll be back for a bit more.
Tremendous.
Welcome back to the next section of the Football Historian podcast.
Sorry, Pete. I'm really sorry to interrupt you. Where'd you get that shirt from?
Oh, this Latium one was just from Classic Football Shirts. Where'd you get yours from?
Thank you. Mine's from Classic Football Shirts as well.
Wow. Well, when I bought my shirt, I used the code TFH10 to get 10% off all orders. Did you use the same?
I did. I used a discount code. I think it was the same as yours.
Oh, TFH10. Oh, that's great, because if you want to get 10% off all your orders, you can use TFH10 at classicfootballshirts.com.
Unbelievable deal.
Third section. You still here, Will? Thank you.
Yes, mate.
First memory of football.
Ooh. First memory of football. Would you say playing it or like watching it? Do you reckon, or just in general?
However you want to answer the
Yeah,
question.
man. One of the first that springs to mind is I remember obviously when you're a kid, I don't know how it works nowadays because obviously everyone's woke now, but when I was younger, I think once we hit 6, we played matches against other kids.
Oh,
we had 6 years old.
Yeah.
So then I remember I think like the first 2 games I might have been sub or something, and then so like I'm still sub and I'm like, right, my chance is gonna come, but I'm petrified. I've never played anywhere outside of my garden or training with the team. Like, yeah. I'm petrified. Like, I remember I've come on and the corners came out to me on the edge of our box, so I should go the other way. I'm facing the other way with the ball at my feet. I've seen like a bunch of open space in front of me, people coming towards me, and I've panicked. I just hoofed it back towards our goalkeeper. Luckily, he saved it. Yeah, that was my first ever contribution to a football game, and I almost scored no goal. So that's like, I was like, we ain't going pro. Parents on the sideline just devoed. Like, well, no, I think exactly. I think the other team gave me man of the match. They used to do that in kids games. No wonder why. I was buzzing as well. I was like, I got man of the match because I was crap, mate. But yeah, that was like my first ever, like, because I remember the anxiety of getting that ball and be like, whoa, like, what do I do now? No idea. Kick it at my own goal.
Fair enough. It's a good first memory.
Yeah, man.
Best game. So I said, did you go the match often or not? Could we can be you were there.
I tried my best, but it's difficult.
You can pick one you were there for and one you weren't there for if you wish. Or...
Okay. Weren't there for was Barcelona all day long, and I actually missed one of the goals as well because I went out we ordered food, and I was one who ordered it, so I had to go out and grab it and come back in and miss the goal. I think it was the Wijnaldum header I missed. I'm
not gonna lie to you. That is genuinely the happiest moment of my life.
Honestly. What, the Wijnaldum header?
The second one,
yeah.
So just so you know, that moment you missed is quite comfortably the best moment of my whole life.
Yin and yang, mate, you know what I mean? I missed out, you enjoyed it.
You were getting a chippy. Yeah, I lived the best moment ever. Anyway, carry on.
You know, it was from Mackey's as well. How stupid am I, lad? Idiot. But yeah, so that was one that I weren't there for. That was unreal. And then one that I was there for. Imagine, I've got a couple, like, but I won't go into them too much, but there was a Liverpool game. Remember we played Porto a couple of years ago and Thiago scored that wonder goal? Wasn't a great game, but I took one of my best mates from down south, Liverpool fan, never been to Anfield. Managed to get 2 tickets for that. It was his first ever game. And the fact we just seen that happen was like, what the hell? Nice. And then, but I remember years and years and years ago, must have been Roy Hodgson era. Either Roy Hodgson era or Kenny, but it must have been, it was definitely Roy Hodgson era because it was after Rafa and we were in the Europa League. We played against Trabzonspor and their fans were underneath us, so we must have been in the upper Annie Road and they were in the lower. And all you can hear is just that they're so loud. Trabzonspor's Turkey, right? So they're all just crazy Turkish fellas just going mad underneath us. And then I think we're 1-0 down, and then we got the equaliser. I can't remember exactly. And then, but I remember Milan Jovanovic. Do you remember him? Came on and scored a bullet header for a winner, mate. And I just remember it was like one of the maddest things I've ever experienced. You know what I mean? And it was so meaningless. And it was like probably a group stage game or something like that. Probably, I don't know. But yeah, that was the one that I'll always remember.
Have you ever seen that clip on Neighbours about Milan Jovanovic?
No, what, he's on Neighbours?
No, it must have been some bloke who was a Liverpool fan who just managed to convince everyone. But like, they're doing like, it's like when you see footy on Corrie. It's like the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
But they're all playing footy, and they go to like one day you could be a world-renowned soccer star like Milan Jovanovic. I remember watching that, it's the maddest thing ever.
That's such a mad shout from them. Where is he now?
That must just be a random Liverpool fan who's managed to convince everyone he's the best player in the world.
Where is he now? You know, I wonder, man.
He's probably on next week, probably. What is the greatest era of football history?
So you must be aware now about the thing going around the internet, the minute Barclaysman and stuff like that. So I think it's that. I think it's the era, which is what is the Barclays era? It's like 2000.
Yeah, it's probably like what do you reckon? 2002 to 2009, something like that, maybe.
Yeah, but the years I would have experienced would have been. I'd say for me it's 2006, 2010. That was like, but I don't know when it actually changed over, so I might be a bit out of time there. But
exactly
that era of just like, you know, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, United, just old kits, managers that had been around for years. Like it was just quality, mate. Yeah. And I don't think we've had anything like it. Even the ball used to get me excited. Now I just see it, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like it's not the same anymore, unfortunately.
Like the total 90s.
Yeah.
It was mad again. Sorry to go off, but the Gerrard's Olympiacos goal scored with that Premier League yellow ball, which I always think is mad. I don't know when the point was when they didn't do Champions League balls or whether it was just a final or something. But when you watch that back, it's mad. But anyway, carry on.
That's blew my mind, that, bro, because I always just assumed they had the Champions League.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. But when you watch it back,
Nike must have had a deal on with Champions League, UEFA at that point or something. Yeah. That's crazy, man. But yeah, that's the thing. It's not been the same since. Like, do you remember Yossi Benayoun, mate? Oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, he just Israeli fella just turning up on the left wing. Like, it doesn't happen today. Players are too like protected. They're all very similar. Like, I don't know. Every right back looks the same these days and stuff like that. Like, it's all just it's lost its way a bit. Football. Obviously, we still love the game, but I almost envy the lower league supporters now because they're still living like real football at the minute. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, that's fair enough. I think that it has took a resurgence recently, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Right, now this is the one that you did your homework for. So the top 5 Liverpool players of all time, and then however you want to change that question for you is fine. Okay,
so I'll go from 5 to 1.
Okay.
And I must say this first, I'm very remiss that Dirk Kuyt has missed out. Because Dirk Kuyt is one of my all-time favourite players, but he just missed out for me based on the list. So number 5, just based on how mental he was, and to be honest, he was like my first. He's a goalkeeper, so you probably have to guess who it is. But he was, for me, when I first started watching Liverpool, he was like my keeper. Because obviously I knew who Dudek was, Istanbul, but I was 6 years old when that happened. Like, I don't remember too much, unfortunately. And so Reina was like my keeper. And then for the first few years of me loving Liverpool, he was my keeper, and he was bald and like 28. Shaved head, and like he was mental as well. There's always videos of him like on planes when they were traveling, and he was like the life of the party. And I just love Pepe Reina, man. And like, do you remember the way he used to kick a ball? No keeper did it like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? He was just different gravy.
Side sweep on it.
Yeah, man. And he was just, everyone tried to replicate it at school and stuff like that. And it was just, Reina was the GOAT, man, for me. I loved him for a few years, and then obviously he still playing now, but he fell off a cliff ready for us, didn't he? He became a bit of a calamity, didn't he, towards the end? And
I was thinking, imagine if he stayed as just number 2, he'd still be there now.
Probably, mate. Yeah, he'd be knocking about. I mean, Adrian did it for 4 years and barely played for us. Yeah, I would have loved him, mate. And then number 4 is one. Many reasons why. Just like his purple patch for Liverpool is unforgotten. His song is like monumental, and he just didn't look like he should have been as good as what he was. He looked more like a dog. Maxi Rodriguez.
Yes.
Runs down the wing for me, mate. Honestly, number 17, just different gravy player, and he was just like, I think he was a player like he wouldn't get anywhere near a team in the Prem in this era, I don't think, because he was just like a rugged dog winger who
pace,
just
that's all.
Yeah, man. But he was good, and he scored some goals for us, man. And he was one of them where like I say, I based these mainly off the ones that I enjoyed when I was younger, because now football's on its ass, lad. The third on the list, and to be honest, I probably should have put him top, but the other 2, you'll understand why I didn't. The reason he's in here though is because he was who I tried to replicate myself on when I played footy. Obviously, I was miles off it, but he was like every kit I had every year, I'd get him on the back as well. It was the guy who eats nails for breakfast, Martin Skirtle. You know what I'm saying? You got to appreciate Skirtle, haven't you? So
Yeah.
Yeah?
Nice. Yeah, no, that's good. I
Yeah.
saw him in a park once, and he's incredibly chiseled
Really?
face, you know, with his ears eating nails.
I remember his
does fit
first
that.
interview. He came in and he just did the interview with like a translator, and he was speaking like Slovakian, and I was like, Jesus Christ, he's a bit intimidating.
You wouldn't want to see him in a
And then
dark
him and
alley.
Aga used to do each other's tattoos and stuff, didn't they? So it's like he was just a crazy guy, man. You know, people aren't like that anymore. Obviously, he again atrocious today. Probably got an awful touch on him, but
Yeah, not much of a passer. Yeah.
no. And I swear he still plays, and he has hair now.
Yeah,
which
he plays up front, I think, in like the Slovenian third division or something mad like that. Yeah.
I'll have to find out what team get their shirt, get skirt on the back. And then number 2 was a close number 1 for me, but only because the first guy's just got such a place in my heart. But number 2 is Bobby Firmino. Never expected from Bobby Firmino what we got from Bobby Firmino. Do you know what I mean? Do you just feel like when we got him, he was like, don't know. And I feel like we also got like, for every season there was a new theme to Bobby Firmino. He was never the same player every season, but he just gave everything, didn't he, for the club, and he just got it, man. And he wasn't like the most like erratic, like outspoken guy. He was very quiet with himself, but he was so like emotional, and I think that like resonated with Liverpool fans. I think.
Yeah.
And his song, mate. Oh my God, when it goes off on the cop, it's like different.
It's just that last game as well. That
Yeah.
there in front of everyone. You can see he's taking it in.
Yeah.
He's not just like I'm a Liverpool player. He's like this is.
It's also like
special.
everything that, like, you know, that's the end of everything that's just happened over the past 9 years, and it's like you think about what he'd done, the nights he'd seen, the place the club was in to where it is, and that you think, mate, what a guy. He's one person I'd love to meet, you know, just to have a picture with him. I know it sounds cringy, but I would love to have a picture of Bobby Firmino.
But not as much
He's
as
outside.
a special treat tonight. Yeah, we decided to interview you, not him. He's on the other side of the camera. But he's not as good as your number 1. Number
1 is El Nino, mate, Fernando Torres. Just because I'd never seen anything like it. You know what I mean? For my club, I'd never seen anyone take, like, for Liverpool that time. I'd never seen anyone just, other than Gerrard, who was like, right, we're better than you. We're going to take the game to you. Everyone else was kind of like looking to Gerrard, and he was just a boy, man. And obviously it ended sadly, but I remember those 3 seasons where he was the GOAT. Do you know what I mean? And I'll remember that forever, man. And he was, like I say, he was the first like superstar I fell in love with. Because obviously, like you say, your Gerrards, your Carragher's, but they're like the furniture at the time. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, so Torres was just this like sexy signing, you know what I mean? His blonde hair and his armband and his song and everything was just a lot of song revolving like around my choices. But it's important, man. I think if you got a dead chant, you know, it's not going to work. Nunez's chant is not great.
It's not even a chant.
Exactly.
It's a shout at him.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't pick Gerrard, Salah, Suarez, Van Dijk. Do you want to explain that before everyone gives you abuse, or you're not bothered?
Yeah, no. These are the top 5 in my life when I was growing up, and I was like attached to these players. Like, you got to understand, mate, like, being a Liverpool fan growing up, everything was Liverpool. My room was Liverpool. Like, I had Gerrard on my wall. I was obsessed with Steven Gerrard, but like my top 5 that I had an affiliation with, where I was like, these are the boys. That's who it was, man. Like, Gerrard was he's everyone's favourite. You know what I mean? Can't be everyone's favourite, man.
That's fine. Okay, next one is the top 5 non-Liverpool players of all time.
This one's probably going to get me some abuse as well, to be fair. Because, this one's definitely going to get me some abuse. But again, it's a similar thing. It's more of my affiliation than, like, at the time being in awe of these players. I'm very much going back to my childhood with these lists because, again, like, I can't be... Football now, it doesn't catch the eye that much, really. I only, like... You know, just me and my mate were talking about this the other day. Like, when I was younger and I used to watch, I used to know so many ballers for different teams. I could probably name you most teams starting 11s, whereas now I ain't got a clue, mate. I don't know. If it's not Liverpool, I don't really have a clue. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, number 5. The number 5 is he's quite a new player, but I do just rate everything about him. Is Cole Palmer. I think he's, for what he's doing, the fact he naffed City off, and now he's smashing it. I think he's going to go on to be like something a bit mad, you know what I mean? Because I don't know, I feel like we've seen it with Foden, where he was meant to be this next big thing, and then he's just kind of stalemated it a little bit. Like, I don't know, he's great. I'm going to get abused for calling Foden a stalemate.
I'm worried for you. I'm not saying anything. I'm scared.
I just think, like, he doesn't turn up in the Euros. He's... Also, he doesn't attract me that much. Like, I see Phil Foden on the pitch, and I don't know, man. Maybe I don't watch enough City games, but I'm glad I don't. But yeah, Cole Palmer for me, man. Number 5. Number 4, coming in hot. I'm going to move quickly on from this one because I'm kind of regretting it now. Wesley Sneijder.
Okay.
Do you know why that one's based on? That one's more based on FIFA, to be honest with you. Back in the day, he was very overpowered, shaved head, T90s and stuff like that. He was decent, man. He was decent, and he won the Champions League. Yeah. So you can't really deny that he should be in anyone's list.
Yep, that's
you know
the
what I mean?
caveat.
Thank you, man.
Did you see that the transfer rumour to Liverpool about him? Remember that on Twitter?
That's pretty where I got
some bloke just basically started the rumour and made out he was an agent.
No way.
He got talked about on Soccer Saturday, and it was like right at the early days of Twitter. And then he just came out and was like, "This is what's wrong with the media. I don't even know anything. I've got no connections. You're all talking about this on Sky Sports. I'm proven. Don't listen to anyone you see online and all that." It was massive though. It was getting bigger and bigger.
Mad. No one listened because everyone believes everything they see online. I read the gossip column on BBC and I'm like, ooh, but but nah, like Wesley Sneijder. Imagine if he was linked and we signed him and we put Gerrard a bit further back and put him behind Torres. Come on, mate. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Just saying. Number three. Number 3 for me, I just think he was a player I always wanted Liverpool to buy, but it was never going to happen. Jermaine Defoe. Jermaine Defoe was so good, man. Like I think people forget how good he actually was. Like, I don't think anyone gives him enough credit because I don't know what. Because you think about, they name like the era of like Ian Wright when there was like Alan Shearer, Lineker. Everyone was about. There was like 20 good strikers, but when Defoe was coming through. Who can you think of any now off the top of your head? Like who would have been similar era as Defoe?
Well, he played with Crouch.
Yeah, exactly. Crouch, but
are we think English or?
Yeah, well, English. Yeah,
yeah. Heskey was in there.
Heskey, one of them ones.
Well, obviously just Owen.
Was Robbie Fowler still playing? Yeah.
Well, yeah, he would have been early.
That's what I mean. So I think Defoe like probably got overlooked a little bit.
Lost a bit, but in his prime. Yeah.
Like Defoe at Portsmouth was crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I mean. Like I just remember as a kid, Defoe was just everywhere, scoring goals all the time. Great on FIFA. Like it was just one of them with Defoe, man. Next one, Eden Hazard, number 2.
Okay.
Just because I think he was a serious baller. Like I was scared when he was on the ball. Do you know what I mean? When we play against him, and he ripped us apart a lot. He knew what he was doing against us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I've put Eden Hazard at number 2. And I'm unsure because my number 1, he's not. People are going to laugh at this, right?
Okay.
Number 1 is Jack Wilshere.
Right. the greatest player of all time, yeah.
He's not the greatest player of all time. This is just my top 5 non-Liverpool players. And I've looked at it. My strategy with the list was that players that I like that I wish we'd signed. And I looked at them and I was like...
That makes the list a bit better for you, yeah?
Yeah, because of course. They're not top 5 of all time. But these are like my top 5 non-Liverpool players who I've been like, I rate them. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. I'm not one of these that's just going to come on and say Messi and blah, blah, blah. Messi's great, whatever. But after a Scouse kid did that to him, he was just nothing to me anyway. Yeah, he's gone, mate. So yeah, that's my top 5 non-Liverpool
players. Why is
Jack
Jack Wilshere number 1 then?
Because I think he could have been something unbelievable if he had the chance, and I think he still was. And also, he's a geezer. He's such a geezer. Like when you watch him like talking on like Talksport, or whatever, he's very like down to earth, knows what he's talking about, loves the game. Still coaching now, isn't he? I reckon he'll be a good manager when he gets his like teeth into it a bit. And I just think it was sad because he could have been. No one's seen an English midfielder do that to Barcelona midfield like that ever, and ever since. Like it's never really been done. English midfielders now. We're struggling, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and he was top, and yeah, unfortunately, ended bad, man.
Right, well,
so that's why I give him number 1 sympathy vote.
That's fine. I'm going to safe to say that we'll never see Martin Scale get a show for top 5 Liverpool players and Jack Wilshere win the best.
There you go, man. Mix it up.
That's why you're here. That's fine.
That's it, bro.
The next one is an all-time 5-a-side team.
Yeah, all-time 5-a-side. This is a bit more on the nose. I reckon you might agree with some of these a bit more. So we've gone for a formation of goalie and then 1-1-2.
Nice.
Okay, so we've gone Courtois and goal. And I thought about this before and I was like, there's definitely better keepers I maybe could have gone with, but I think we'd have 8 Champions Leagues if it weren't for him, mate. He's just unbelievable. Like when you think about it, for Madrid, he's been there for years, won it all. Like Courtois, you can't really take it away from him. And then centre back, and I was thinking about it, he wasn't who I wanted to put. But I thought, ball playing, 5-a-side, I'm going to need someone who can carry it, who's not going to mess about and have a bad touch. So I've gone for Thiago Silva. Won it all again. Do you know what I mean? He's done everything. He's still playing. Is he still playing? Is he retired?
Yeah, he's gone to Brazil now, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He just built the special juice, mate. Do you know what I mean? Them Brazilians. It's weird, isn't it, with Brazilians? They either lose the legs at 28 or they go to like 50. It's no in between. Centre mid on his own, just dictated the play. I've gone for Luka Modric.
Nice.
I don't think there's a better modern centre midfielder that's like in the past 10 years, really. I can't think of one. De Bruyne, maybe, but De Bruyne does a bit of everything, doesn't he? There was Modric is...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then up top, I've gone very, very cliche, Ronaldinho and Henry. I don't think you can ask for much more than that up top on the five-a-side.
Yeah.
I'd put that up against anyone's five-a-side team, mate, to be honest with you.
That's pretty good. And then a super sub.
Ooh, a super sub. All right.
Card.
Divock Origi on the bench.
Can't do better than that. Yeah, that's fine. All right, that's great. We're going to settle some of the biggest debates in football history after this short break.
Nice.
Are you looking for a Kazakhstani football team to support? Then I think FC Kemay is a team you should support. Do you agree?
Growing up as a child, I always had FC Kemay posters on my bedroom wall.
Well, and all the children of the Kazakhstani future will have FC Kemay posters on their wall because FC Kemay is the team to support, and because of that, Tom has made us a chant that we're all going to follow. So,
up the Kemay, up the Kemay,
up the Kemay. Make sure you follow them on all the social medias, all the posts and all the things you should follow will appear below us right here. You should be a supporter of FC Kemay.
Live, laugh, Kemay.
The debate.
Welcome to the debate. We're going to settle some of the biggest debates in football history. I know who you're going to say. First one, Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes. And can you put them in order, please?
Yeah, mine... It probably sounds very biased as a Liverpool fan to say Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes, but I just think that's the order that it goes in. And to be fair, if you were to rank them in terms of like geezers, probably goes that way as well. Like Gerrard's just like your stand-up normal fella, like sound, gets the job done. You know, like Gerrard gives me the vibe of like he has a bit of a Milner. He's a bit of a Milner day to day, but then on the weekend, you know what I mean, bit of Gaza comes out or something. And then Lampard. Just like seems like a geezer, good laugh, reckon he's good banter on. And then Scholes just seems so miserable and sucks his daughter's toes, mate. So I can't put Paul Scholes above either of them, to be honest. I don't like him, to be honest. And he's ginger, you know what I mean? It's just one of them.
A lot of reasons.
Yeah, man, yeah. Nah, forget Paul Scholes, man. I think put David Bentley on the list instead of Paul Scholes. Put that out.
Yeah, that stays in, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Pele or Maradona?
Couldn't really say I've seen either of them play enough. I've only ever seen clips of either of them. But what I did see from Maradona in his adult life, in his older life, I could resonate with. So whereas Pele was just like a nice ambassador of football, a good guy, wasn't he? And then obviously had a sad death. Maradona was like coaching teams on like, you know, they'd be playing on the Saturday. He'd like pause his 3-day weekend bender to come and coach the game and then get back on it or something. Like he was just an iconic guy. And I think that's the beauty of football as well, though. It's like Sunday League level, even the blokes that will turn up with a beer belly hanging from the night before and score a 30-yard screamer. Like Maradona, how many times was he affected by the night before and he's still been the best player on the pitch? Like, I think that's incredible. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, Maradona, man. He could still probably play today, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just off his head.
Right, Messi or Ronaldo?
No respect for Messi anymore after that kid done him over at Anfield. That was one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. And to be honest, mate, I did have a bit of an affiliation for Ronaldo when I was younger. Like when I was in like primary school, that's when Ronaldo started becoming like CR7 and like the brand. And I remember I had like the coiffed hair and the earrings and everything. Even though I was a Liverpool fan, I just wanted to be like Ronaldo. I was a centre back at like 10 with like pink mercurials, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like I was just loved Ronaldo, so it would have to be him for me. I think he's just, as an all-round player, Messi's technically the best thing that's ever existed, I think. But all-round player, I think Ronaldo's just, yeah,
okay,
in my opinion.
That's
What about
fine.
you? Have you ever answered that question?
Messi.
You Messi, are you?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Actually, I was Ronaldo for a while as well, but then I just think
World Cup did it for you?
World Cup, I just think I was wrong before as well. Just
I
looking
might
at it,
be
I
wrong.
think, but I think just Messi can do everything.
Yeah.
I think Ronaldo can do stuff, but they're both very good. That's the issue with
The free kick he
you
scored.
sound like you don't like them.
Well, no, that's the thing. I didn't mind him, but he was never my favourite. And then it was like the whole Liverpool, that Barcelona thing. I was just like, you know what, Messi.
Yeah.
But when he scored that free kick at their place against Alisson, I've never seen anyone do that to Alisson, really.
Yeah.
And it was ridiculous. So
It's a really slow mo of that, and it looks like Joe Gomez deflects it in.
Really?
Yes, I saw it the other day.
Because I'll get it tattooed on me upper arm like that. You can spread conspiracies at me.
Honestly, I did see that. The more you look at it, the more I don't actually think it was going in.
I'll watch it
again. All that. I thought it was the best free kick ever. It's one of the if Messi and Ronaldo were the best players of the last 10, 15 years, who was the third best behind them?
So I got a lot of stick today at work for this because I was telling people that to this, I would say Suarez. People were trying to throw Neymar at me, and I was like, "Get out of here with that chat." I'm sorry, but the way Suarez captivated the Premier League, destroyed Norwich City's reputation, even though they didn't really have one anyway. But like, he was just different, man. He was just, and there's a thing with Liverpool as well. A lot of people don't get it, right? My mate Jamie, I was saying about with the podcast earlier, he's a Brighton fan. Hates it when Liverpool fans, when we have that flag that says like, "We see things they'll never see" and stuff like that. He hates all that, and I'm like, mate, you don't understand. Do you know what I mean? Like the like, I don't know. It's hard to say, but like, you don't understand how good Suarez was, and with Liverpool, like when someone gets it, it's just like, Do you know what I mean? I think Suarez just got it. He was a scumbag. He had his socks low. He bit people. He didn't care. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I respect that. So yeah, he's the best player I've ever seen, other than them two, 100%.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
And he was quite good at Barcelona as well, which I think is important to add on to all that. Yeah,
I didn't like the idea of him being somewhere else. Though,
no,
man.
I know. Yeah.
It's sad the way
it helps his argument for this, but yeah, it's fine. Next one, goalkeepers: Buffon, Casillas, and Neuer. Can you put them in order for me, please? Ooh.
Yeah, because when I put Courtois in earlier, Casillas was going to be my other option. Because I never I don't know. I think it might be one of them things. I guess when I see a player get done, I lose a little bit of affinity. So when Mane lobbed Neuer, and when we went to the Allianz there, I was just like, well, he just sat him down. You know what I mean? And obviously Neuer was a bit older and stuff like that. But I'd say Neuer's third for me because I never really liked him anyway. And then I'd put Casillas top. So by default,
that means Buffon second.
Yeah, Buffon, but like legend of the game, you know what I mean. But he only ever did it in Italy, really, didn't he? Did he play in?
Yeah, he went to PSG for a bit, but yeah, it was
he did it.
95% Italy. Yeah,
home game every week and that. You know what I mean, whatever. But yeah,
that's right. Next one is: would you rather be captain of England to win the World Cup, or captain of Liverpool to win the league?
Oh, mate, I don't know. Nah, I don't know. I think it's easy. Like, obvious answer is Liverpool win the league because I think that just, to me, that would mean more. Do you know what I mean? But like England winning a World Cup is like, and I pretend that I don't have that much. I don't care about England, but every time a tournament comes around, it just gets me, and I hate it how much it gets me because every time we get disappointed. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just like, never again. But yeah, it would have to be winning the league with Liverpool, man, because it's just, I want that to happen every year. And imagine like completed life, mate. What else do you need to do after you've done that? Jordan Henderson can do whatever he wants, mate. He'll always be a legend. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's like, wasn't even like the best technical player, but he's still done that. And yeah, man, it's something that's like a big dream.
Yeah, okay.
Not going to happen.
That's it. Maybe one day, but no, it's not going to happen. I apologise. It's never going to happen.
It's all right, mate.
Right, we've got 2 left. Is that right? Yes. So, who's the greatest manager of all time?
Ooh, you know what? It's difficult, isn't it? That because most of the ones that you could put against Fergie were very before my time. There's no way I'm going to say Fergie.
I think Guardiola is probably the most recent argument, but similar reasons you wouldn't want to say him, I'm guessing.
No, so
Ancelotti's
good. Mourinho's great as well. Mourinho's great.
Also managed United. If you can't say Ferguson.
But he didn't like them either. Do you know what I mean? Oh, it's a tough one. You know, I like seeing like English managers do well, but then there's not been that many of them that have done well. I'd have to go Klopp. Sorry to be a boring answer, but I'd have to go Klopp, I guess. But like, yeah, best manager, favorite, not best, it'd be Neil Warnock, proper. If he could have just figured it out with a big club, mate, imagine it. But yeah, Klopp's got to be the best because I'll never say Guardiola or Fergie. I liked Wenger, Ancelotti, they're all coming close, but Klopp did it for us lot. You know what I mean? And that was none of them could have done that. I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone could have came into that Liverpool team and done what he did in, well, I know it took him 9 years, but Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? Like,
no, yeah, I think that, yeah, that's fair enough.
You would agree?
Biased head on, yeah.
Yeah. What would you say?
I think it's hard to go against Guardiola, to be honest with you. I think what he's done now,
Yeah.
He's done more than Ferguson's done in terms of domination. Winning 4 in a row.
Yeah.
You know,
I wish I never asked you.
5 out of 6. I don't like hearing it either, to be honest. I'll cut that bit out. The last one then is a simple question. Who's the greatest football team to ever exist? So it can be for the game, it can be for a tournament, it can be for however long you want to make it, but who's the best team ever?
See, I genuinely struggle to look away from 1920 Liverpool, and I've got my Liverpool fleece on me. I'm very biased, but I struggle to look further past that because it wasn't like, obviously it was the first time, but it's not the first time that under Klopp we've got to like March or maybe end of Feb, March, and like the quad's on. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously that year we did, and it was just like, and I don't know, I just think it's that, or it's going to be early days Mourinho's Chelsea, I think. Because they were so tough as well. Do you know what I mean? They had such Drogba up front, mate. Do you know what I mean? Lampard in his prime, like John Terry. I feel like Chelsea at that time as a Liverpool fan, they were everything we wanted to be in terms of like the big club, the stars and everything, and we were never there. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'd say the Liverpool team that won the league, man, for me, for sure.
Fair enough. Well, that concludes our chat about football, our history, our comedy. But anyone watching at home, what do you want them to do to help you out?
Yeah, man, go check my Instagram out at Will Smith Stand Up, and everything I post on there is stand up related pretty much, or just like stories of me doing my day-to-day life. You might see my dog, but I post everything stand up on there. If you want to come out to a gig, that'd be great to see someone. Imagine if I seen someone who was like, oh, I seen you on that and came to see your gig. We'll see. We'll see, mate. Odds are, but yeah, man, like just come and see a gig, get out of the house, laugh at live comedy, and then obviously if you go to my Instagram, the podcast info is all in there as well. It does have its own page, the Big Headed Podcast. We don't spell it big headed because we're wolves. We spell it big headed, so it's ED''D, Big Headed Podcast. Nice one.
Well, thank you very much for coming. The second journey. Next time I'll have to get you a match ball or something. I'll have to do that.
Honestly, brother, literally. You know what? I was hoping there was going to be a trophy lift after I won the quiz, but there wasn't. It was just a bunch of your mates sad outside.
Yeah, that's all we need. Don't worry. That's the best way to do it. That's the best trophy you'll ever win.
You won. We both won that day, brother. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, thank you very much, and thank you for watching at home.
Cheers, man. Shake your hand on. Nice one. Thanks for having me, brother.
So far away.
Cheers, mate.
Your arms longer than mine. We'll see you next time on the Football Historian Podcast.
Locking eyes from across the room, heart is pounding. What have I have to lose? This kind of feeling tends to blur your sight.